Hello folks, this is Robinson Mason again with the Commodore 64 Walkabout. Today's episode continues on with the program Deathlord, a strategy type RPG game. Notoriously difficult and Asian themed. If you'll notice from the last time I played, my roster is actually significantly different, and there's a reason for it. Unfortunately, the party, or most of it at least, was wiped out after an unfortunate incident attempting to walk through a locked door in the first town. So, as a warning to those playing, or those who want to play, if you intend to break open random doors, just beware that what's behind that door is probably going to be, well, I just don't recommend it, let's put it that way. Not until you've gone to the weapons shop and purchased an appropriate weapon for each one of your characters and then equipped it. Once you've done that, and once you've built up a bit of experience, at that point, sure, go ahead and break down, unlock, smash through those doors. I did have a great character for doing that, and I think I still do. We can take an inspect. What are we doing here? Somebody is equipping something. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Speaking of which, make sure you have your weapons ready. Back in the previous town, I'm actually now... I do not want to do that, so I'm going to escape out of that. Back in the previous town, we had a weapons and a supply shop. Each one of your characters has about 100 food when you start this game, and for whatever reason, they're not all pooled together. So I suppose it looks like you could have one character running out of food faster than another. And the other item is that you'll have, or the other shop you'll have up there is a weapons shop. You'll have to follow the instructions as to what kind of weapons you're actually capable of equipping. And the initial weapons shop that you run across in that town that's looks almost like a stone lantern or something, that pagoda that you're close to when you start the game, actually does not have a very wide selection of weapons. So you're going to have to stick to a few handful of simple weapons, which is fine for most of your magic users and ninja types, but the warriors may notice that they're limited to, I believe, a masakiri, which is a type of axe. So then that's about it, except for perhaps a stick, a staff of some type. So I have the command card here, you can see, which is in PDF form, and I'll put that up at the, I'll put a link to that at the Facebook page for Commodore 64 Walkabout. And there's also an entire scanned-in manual. You can also find walkthroughs, etc. for Deathlord rather easy on a typical web search. So just keeping this in mind, we are using the I, J, K, L movement keys here. And if you don't do anything in this game, just don't walk away from it, because it does... a lot of time will pass. If you just you'll sit here and watch it. Wait. Actually, it's about every 5 seconds or so, you'll see the wait appear again, and that will slowly cause the clock on the screen to change. I'm not sure that, after reading the manual, if it's really a big deal, if you lose several days or whatnot, or if phases of the moon and times of day play into other aspects of the game. I'm sure they do in some way. If you'll remember, in Ultima you had the moon gates, right? And they were controlled by, whether or not the moon gate appeared was controlled by the phase of the moon. Since this is obviously a heavily Ultima-inspired game, as is obvious by the graphics and other aspects, you'll notice just anyone with a casual familiarity with the early Ultimas will notice the similarity between Ultimas 3 and 4. There's a possibility that those phases actually do mean something. Doors, again, Normally, if you try to just move into a door, you'll get an invalid move like that. You could try to smash it down, but chances are it's locked for a reason. Open portals are like this, and there's actually a different type of open portal as well that I showed during my first playthrough. Are fine to walk through. Here's the castle. I'm now in the castle, and here's our buddy the Emperor. I've actually gotten a lot more used to the orate command. Orate, north. And you have a couple options. Remember, you can chat. Okay, he doesn't want to chat. And you can talk. And he says, bring me any news on whomever is responsible for these outrages. All right, great. Okay, we're going to escape out of that. And we're going to leave the castle. You can just get a look here. I've spoken to a few people. I didn't get any of the pay up requests to pay for information. So you can just go through and talk to these people yourself. There are some different areas in here. There's little guard towers. These guards don't say much. There's a kitchen. There are a few other places you can go in the castle. It's at least from what I've read, somewhat necessary actually to poke around all these locations to find secrets and whatnot. So I'm going to leave that up to you, of course. I'm not going to. This is not a walk. It's not a complete walkthrough. Again, as you know, with my book, with my previous blog posts in the old blog site, etc. The point of all this is to get you out there and playing, not reclining in your sofa watching me play. That's might be entertaining to some extent, but the point is for you to load up that emulator, kick off Vice or whatnot, and get into it. So here we are, insert disk A. One of the things I noted is that with the disks that come from, and you'll notice what I'm doing here for anybody who's new to emulation, inserting a disk is attaching the disk image to drive 8, which is the 8 from comma 8, comma 1, right? That's, you know, drive 9, drive 10, drive 11, these would have been potentially additional drives you could have had on the C64, but right now, and most of the time, all you're going to be using is drive 8. So I'm attaching a disk image. Basically, I'm inserting the disk, right? And if we go down here, we'll look around. Hey, where was disk A? So I believe that it's not fantasy. I'm sure it's not fantasy. Here we are, Deathlord. All right, we'll go in here and disk A, I believe, would have been this disk. Normally that disk would have already been inserted, but what I did was I loaded up this game off of the first disk. I auto-attached and run off the manual up here, right? Auto-attach disk take image. And I ran it, and what I did after that was I loaded a snapshot, right? And because I loaded the snapshot directly from there, it took me straight to the castle where I'd last stopped. But the disk in the drive, so to speak, the attached disk image was still the first image. So it noticed that I had the wrong disk and it asked me to attach disk A. So normally when you go in between the outer world and these towns, from what I can tell, at least in this area, you do not need to swap disks, or disk images in this case, as it may be. So here we go. This is the castle, this is the town, they're very close to one another. I actually went around this game a bit to see if I could find somebody just to fight early on, and I was unable to find anyone to fight. There are some swamp areas which will knock down your hit points, and we'd like to avoid those if possible. I believe that if I walk into any one of these here that looked like, I don't know, they look like maybe grassy puddles or something, those will actually kill me, or over time will. If I go into the forest here, no problem, and this type of forest, no problem either. Just watch out for those nasty little areas. So I'm going around here, kind of. Oh, see, got one right there. Was not careful enough. There are too many of those around. You'll see they're off to my left here as well, but the circles are fine. So just doing a little exploring in Deathlord here. See what we got around here. Not too much aside from these starters. Oh, look, a first monster. This is actually, you know, a moment of truth here. So I'm going to go up to my snapshot, save my snapshot image. Well, I just named it 1VSF. It's in the Deathlord folder. Save it. And oops, here comes a monster. So we're going to attack that monster. Player's attack. Player 1. Alright, so what are we going to do, player 1? Or look at the command card here, right? Player 1 is Danmitsu, and she is a illusionist of sorts. A genkai, I believe is the term. Cast a spell. Yeah, she's going to cast a spell. The name of the spell? Okay, that's actually a really good question. So let's pull up Deathlord. We'll pull up the Deathlord Manual. If you noticed, I actually downloaded a copy of a walkthrough I found on the web into HTML format. So we'll look here very quickly. Scroll down toward the bottom of this manual, and we'll see the Genkai spells should be around here somewhere. Those are Shizen spells. Mahotsukai, but Genkai spells. Here we go. So level 1, I can cast these spells. Hibana, which is basically fireworks. So we'll do fireworks, level 1, and we'll type in Hibana. Hibana. Look at that. There are 12 skeletons. They all got hit with 1 damage each. Kind of cool. Alright, so Kayako is up next. She's the creepy obake, evil female, patterned after the character in The Grudge. And now she will simply, I believe she can simply attack. She attacked twice and missed. Yazawa is going to, he's my Yakuza. He's going to attack twice and miss. Oh geez, guys. Yuki, he's my big axe-wielding bruiser. He's going to attack. Can't. You know what? I wonder if ordering is an issue here. And I may have him too far back in the party. That's not a good thing to have Danmitsu up there in the front. I may learn, and that's why I took a little snapshot here, right? So I don't have to suffer the same fate that everybody else who played Deathlord back in the old days did, sit there for hours building up a party only to find it decimated or completely wiped out, and then to have to redo the whole thing again, because this game is, as if I recall correctly, will save at many points, and will save over your treasured save game. So here we go. Magare is, you know what? I believe he is a Shizen priest. So perhaps a priest can actually do something against skeletons. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see. Magare, you are a Shisai, so, which is like a priest. So we're going to say Nasu. Well, it looks like we don't have the ability to actually damage undead. So we're going to go ahead and give this protective aura. Unfortunately, with Danmitsu up in the front, I think we're going to need to do it to her. So we'll do cast spell and make it katai. On whom and number 1 is Danmitsu. Done. Okay, now she has a protective aura. Katai actually means hard in Japanese. Player 6, Ogin. She is also an assassin type, and unfortunately I believe she might be ordered incorrectly here, so let's try. Yeah, what do you know, she can't. So player, well, that scrolled by so quickly, didn't it? I don't know that we would have, well, I'm going to have to take stock here and see who got hurt. We don't really have too much of a problem here. We've got 2 guys got hit, and it looks like they only got hit for 1 damage. 3 people got hit for 1 point each, and so we're okay. Player 1, we're going to do that Hibana again. That was nice. I think Danmitsu could single-handedly take out all of these skeletons, potentially. That's fireworks spell is great. I assume, if these skeletons have 6 hit points or something like that. Come on, Kayako. Oh, geez. Yazawa. Oh, you're not so great, are you? What about an option to move up during combat? That's, chances are I'll be unlucky, but we can look into this here. All right, can we actually transfer equipment, cast a spell, attack? Yeah, I don't see one yet. How about these? Ready a weapon, move to the next player, retreat, flee combat. Yeah, you know what? I don't see an option here to, unless somebody else sees it, and you can speak up on this pre-recorded video. Looking quickly through this list here, I do not see a way to quickly, or during battle at least, rejigger my the position of my characters. And I have a bad feeling this is something that I'll have to do in the character editor or the primary utilities screen. I hope not, because, well, we haven't really gotten that far in this game. So if that, here we are, look at that. You guys probably saw it before I did. Reorder party, right there is the hash sign. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Let's try it though. Nope. Alright, so we're going to have to fight. Oh, that's just terrible. What happened there? Well, Damitsu was killed, and did you notice that? How this wonderful game just saved what happened. So if we load the snapshot image, we may be able to avoid this. And we can save here. And we can hit our, let me pause this for a second, because unfortunately I need to make sure that I'm going to be hitting the hash sign correctly, or the number sign correctly, from the Commodore keyboard layout. Alright, so it's quickly become apparent to me. Here we go. That the party will require, and we'll take this off of a pause here, and hopefully that skeleton won't attack us before we have a chance to reorder the party. Here we go. Position number 1, check that out. Position number 1 is going to go to Gyuki, who's number 4 currently. Position number 2 can go to Ogin, who's number 6. Position number 3 goes to Kayako. And the next one will go to Yazawa. And I think that's a reasonable setup right there. We'll do number 5. Oh, here we go. So we were attacked right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do another snapshot save here. I do like saving. It saves me time. Alright, we're going to go attack. Attack. Okay, not really working for us there. And Yazawa can't do anything, so I'm going to have to make sure that I get him some sort of a ranged weapon. Because right now he's not doing a lot of good where he is. Magare, however, and Damitsu can cast spells, so he can cast Katai. Oops. On Ogin. And player 6 can cast her wonderful Hibana spell. Wow, they took the chunk out of Kayako there. She needs some help. So what we're going to do is attack with Gyuki. Alright, check it out. 8 damage, monster killed. I like to see that. Player 2, attack, miss. Player 3, attack, miss. Yazawa can't really do much, I don't think. There may be some other thing he can do here. So we'll go into Megare is going to have to heal. So he's going to cast. We're going to look at a heal spell here. What is the heal spell? Nasu. Okay. Sounds like a eggplant. All right. You're going to cast Nasu. On whom? And that'll be number 3, Kayako. Alright, she gains some points back, but she's still not out of the woods. Player 6, of course, can cast her wonderful Hibana spell. Player 3 hit again for 5 damage. They really like hitting her, don't they? That's just not right. Okay, so we're going to do attack here. Great, monster killed. We've got only 11 skeletons now. Still, it's a lot. Great. She hit once and then missed. She missed both times. He can't do anything. I wish he could kind of step up. We can cast Nasu on number 3, Kayako again. It brings her up to 8, which is saving her life there. And then she's going to cast Hibana again. Alright, so I don't want to belabor this too much more. I just wanted to show you combat in the game. I will actually go ahead and continue this myself offline, and I'll let you guys know what happened. But this game is actually does not include, if you notice, the tactical screen that I used to actually like from the Ultimas. But this actually might make fighting, it's a little bit more like a Bard's Tale, right? Where you see everything on a single screen, you go through each character and their actions without actually moving them in a tactical map. So I'm not sure that I like it as much as Ultima in that regard, but it does make combat different and interesting. So I'll be playing this some more, I think. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Perhaps we'll delve into a productivity tool next time. I'm thinking about some pixel art fun, something along those lines. And I will talk to you guys next time on the Commodore 64 Walkabout. Feel free to recommend my video to your buddies if they're looking on getting into C64 emulation. I also am looking at maybe doing an episode or two, and I think they're probably long overdue since I had one on the web ages ago. A tutorial video for Commodore 64 emulation. Very simple, very straightforward for newcomers. May not be the bag of all you guys who are watching this, because after all, the majority of you probably do have experience. But if you don't, especially around emulation, then this will be an intro for you, the easy steps, not kind of zipping around as I may have been doing these prior videos. But until then, enjoy your retro gaming and boot up a copy of Vice. Grab some files off of gb64.com and enjoy a little retro gaming. Try something new as I do, and you may find that the Commodore 64 had a lot more to offer than you ever thought. All right, talk to you guys next time. Signing out.